Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of 22 Minutes. I am Jason Bates, bringing you the lender side of things for this show, and he is Stephen Cotton. He's going to bring us the realtor side of things for the show. Yes. Together, we hope to not only entertain you, but also bring you that valuable content that you're looking for when you're looking to buy, sell, or refinance property. So if you're looking to do any of those things, we want to be your team of choice. And I think that our stream might be cutting up a little bit because of the background. We're trying something new with the background, but I don't think it's going to work, brother.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to work.
I hear you fine, but you're thinking we sound a little choppy or something?
Well, I think we're losing some frames here because I see it on my dashboard here that we're losing some frames. So I'm going to...
Well, what a great idea. That's the video. Now it's a picture. All right.
Now it's the picture.
Worth 1,000.
Yeah.
Worth 1,000 words.
Picture's worth 1,000 words. So we'll do it that way. Hey, if you're new to the show, this show is about real estate and all things real estate. So if you're looking to buy, sell, refinance property, as I said earlier, we definitely want to be your team of choice, but we also want this show to be a resource for you when you're in that purchasing or selling mode for real estate. So that's what this show's all about. Yeah. So, all right. Well, we always do a tweet quote of the day. We were talking in the pre-show. You did a little bit of a concert deal this weekend, which is kind of cool. I wasn't able to go. It's kind of a bummer, but let's
next time.
Yeah, next time. We'll get it next time.
He plays at the MIM. So we'll go to the MIM.
The MIM. Never been to the MIM.
You haven't?
Uh-uh.
It's right off Scottsdale Road in 101.
Oh. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
cool. It's a concert venue. Never been there.
It's the Musical Instrument Museum.
Oh, yeah. That's off Tatum. Tatum in the 101.
Oh, Tatum in the 101. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah. All right, cool. Let's get to today's tweet quote of the day. All right. This is about dreams. We dream. We like to dream. Dreams don't work unless you do. So home ownership takes a little work, takes a little effort, especially when it comes to your credit or maybe saving up for the down payment, although there are down payment assistance programs out there. Whatever the case may be, dreams take a little bit of work, and we're here to hopefully help you with that. Right?
You know, the unless you do motto, I like that. It just went away right when I was talking. You ever see that movie, Dream a Little Dream? You ever see Dream a Little Dream?
Never
like Corey Haim and Corey Feldman. Oh, okay. Highly underrated film. It's pretty interesting.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Corey Feldman. Doesn't Corey Feldman, doesn't he live here in Phoenix?
Does he now?
I thought he did. He was kind of a troubled teen star, right?
Back in the day, yeah.
Yeah, I think he
he's
lives
in a lot of movies.
Yeah. Or has a house.
My favorite being Fox and the Hound. You ever see Fox and the Hound cartoon?
No.
All right, him and Kurt Russell. Anyway,
all right.
Lost Boys. Ever heard of a show called Lost Boys?
Yeah, I've seen Lost Boys. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that was a big, and that's a book, right? Isn't Lost Boys kind of a book? And it's
I read I read the book. The book was based on the movie, I think. I don't think it was I read the book that's based on the movie versus the movie that's based on the book.
Okay.
I read the 7th or 8th grade, but this is 30th anniversary for that show. Well, like Stand By Me.
Yeah, exactly.
Stand By Me.
I think Lost Boys is that's where Tom Cruise and a lot of those guys were in that movie, right? Isn't that the same movie?
Kiefer Sutherland.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking the wrong one.
I don't know about Tom Cruise.
All right, I'm not a movie buff, but we do have a lot of news to get to. So
you're thinking the Outsiders.
Outsiders, that's it. You're right.
All right. I'm on it.
Oh, I didn't put the Facebook deal up here, so I need to do that.
We don't need to.
Oh, well?
Yes, you do. We have comments. Let's get some comments going.
Yeah.
This is the part of the show where if you write something down, you become as famous as Jason.
As famous as you. That's
as
the
famous
deal.
as me. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right. That's pretty famous. All right, let's get to Monday Newsmakers. I think. Maybe.
Yes.
All right, the Monday cobwebs are kind of haunting me here today. Hey, Doug Ducey here. Doug Ducey, homeowner association bill. Doug Ducey okays homeowner association bill after vowing not to do so. A little flip flopping going on, Mr. Ducey, our governor.
So is that him trying to explain it there? So what happened was,
Yeah.
I thought I wouldn't endorse it. So what is this HOA bill that he promised not to endorse that he did?
So the bill Ducey signed requires more transparency in association meetings by mandating public comment before votes and setting up tighter rules for public meeting notices, among other rules it contains. So before, he was saying, hey, look, the government's not really in the business of monitoring homeowner associations.
Right.
Then now he's saying, okay, there needs to be more transparency in homeowner associations. So now the interesting part about this, not to get political or anything like that, this is an article out of the Arizona Republic.
Too late.
Yeah, right. At the very end of the article, it says both bills passed legislation unanimously. The prime sponsor of the bill he vetoed is a Democrat, while the sponsor of the one he signed was a Republican. So I don't know. Yeah. He said on Friday, the Republican governor said that he signed the bill 2411 because it was compromise among property owners and boards and could help resolve issues without requiring government intervention.
Okay.
So that's why he did it.
Well, if it's a bill that says government out, then maybe.
Hey, what are your thoughts on HOAs? I mean, some people like them, some people don't.
Well, remember I was telling you about the people in my neighborhood having a great time this weekend? At the beginning of the show, guys, I was talking, I hope you guys had a great time this weekend. I know my neighbors did. My neighbors to the west of me had a big party on Friday night, very loud, and my wife is very happy that I moved them in because I sold that house. And then on Saturday, the houses to my right or to the east of us had a party, and then the people behind them decided to compete with their party. And so it was very loud, and my wife didn't get much sleep on, I think, Saturday night, because I think everyone was starting to, as they left the party, they'd go out to the parking, or we're in a cul-de-sac. And so they were coming out to the cul-de-sac to chat a little bit, and there was a lot of people that were talking outside the cul-de-sac after a while. But we're in HOA, and we thought that there was rules, like a 10 p.m. Silence or something, which we would have probably invoked or been proud of to say, yay, we're in the HOA. But our HOA doesn't have a sound requirement so what's up with that? Why am I paying for an HOA if we're losing sleep because there's no we can call the cops? That's the one thing we can do. That's what the HOA says, call the cops. That's weird. I don't want to, I would rather just say, listen, we moved in this neighborhood with the rules in place, but now there's no rules in place. And so
you're kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't on that, right? Because you call the cops, then you're the neighbor who complains on everybody. You file an HOA complaint. They find out who you are. You get your house egged. At the same time, you want your peace. So, but some people like HOAs, because they do have some oversight as to how the neighborhood looks, and people aren't running businesses and things like that out of their homes. And then other people can't stand HOAs, right? So it's kind of one of these: you either love them or you hate them, kind of thing. And some HOAs do kind of, in my opinion, overstep their boundaries a little bit. We've had numerous cases here of flagpoles going up and HOA saying, hey, take it down.
That's weird, right? That's just weird.
Especially for a lot of, we got a lot of veterans here in the Phoenix area.
Right. Especially in America.
Yeah. You can't put your flag up. Yeah. Kind of strange. I had one 2 years ago, I think it was, where some old ladies, I think I told you this is out in Sun City. They were crocheting some stockings to give out to needy children. And the HOA said, you can't do that here in the common area, which was the rec center for the neighborhood, because it was a religious event, because they were doing something for Christmas kind of thing. So that's where HOAs get a little bit of a bad rap. There are those stories, and I'm sure there are other horror stories out there. And this is where Ducey's saying, hey, look, the government shouldn't be doing that. You move into the place, like you mentioned, you move next to a railroad track. You kind of know, you should know what you're getting into.
Right, it's loud. The other thing is, who gets offended? Who gets offended by two old ladies making stockings? Like, I
I
don't
know.
care what your religious beliefs are. Like,
I know.
your religious beliefs could be, whether Jewish or Hanukkah or well, I guess that's the same, but Kwanzaa or whatever. You can go into any place and anybody's just two old ladies just having fun doing something for the needy people for whatever they believe in. I want this to stop because I'm offended. That's just silly.
It was a religious event. That's just bad.
It's weird.
What's this world coming to? Okay, next story here. Hey, what's up with that, man? Hey, we are big advocates of kind of technology, right? We kind of embrace technology. And the headline here is why invest in a smart home? Why should somebody invest in a smart home? Why should you make your house? Not only invest in a smart home, but make your home a smart home too, right?
Yeah.
To attract other potential buyers. Millennials, grew up with this technology, very familiar with it, kind of savvy with it. Well, I want to give 4 reasons here as to why you should consider making your home a smart home. Okay. Number 1, that being energy savings and reduced electrical bills. Nest, that sort of thing. You can turn your AC on and off, lights on and off when you're not there. Really kind of dialing it in where the old thermostats aren't very accurate, I guess. Right. So, especially here in Arizona, money. Electrical bills can be quite expensive. The next one here is a more secure home. When you have these, like the Ring doorbell kind of thing, packages getting stolen, that sort of thing, you've got at least some kind of evidence there. And I don't know, I'm not sure. We'd have to ask, our buddy there at Farmers Insurance. I don't know. Do these things help with insurance costs?
I think they do. I think I remember this question a couple of years ago, and I think somebody said it does save. Like the monthly fee was like $35, but it saved off like $45 or something off something. So I don't know, but it's interesting. Let's ask our guy Ryan Scruggs at Farmers.
Yeah, we need to ask Ryan this very question. I know having ADT and stuff like that, your house monitored, that can reduce your insurance costs. So having a more secure home is a big one for sure. And automation, more confident and freedom. So more freedom for you to do other things when it's automated. Right. I know I have, my wife loves it. The iRobot kind of thing. You see those commercials or whatever that sweep up the dog hair and stuff like that. Hey,
yes,
that's one less chore that we have to do. So
we got that from my mom for her birthday.
Yeah. So
the Roomba.
Yeah, exactly. Now this next one here and why you should invest in a smart home, I think is a big one here. And this was what you kind of mentioned in the pre-show, sleeping. Constant monitoring to benefit your health. And somebody says, well, what really benefit my health? What's the deal there, right? I didn't know this, but this article says here there are cool products out there like smart mattresses. Smart mattress? Seriously? I just want a comfortable one that monitor your sleep, scales that keep track of your weight loss. So scales, weight scales.
Yeah.
Smart thermometers and what are those things that you put on your arm to monitor your blood pressure or whatever?
Fitbit thing.
Well, not a Fitbit.
About like, just the monitor. Yeah. The blood pressure.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Blood pressure thing.
Blood pressure thingy. That's what it's called. Blood pressure thingy.
There you go. Blood pressure thing. Well, these things are becoming smart to where this information, a doctor could actually upload this information and put it as part of your record, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. So the doctor can kind of make a house call without having to make a house call kind of thing. Right. So for younger folks, not that big of a deal, but for older folks who are, retired and that sort of thing, and blood pressure and eating well and those sort of things that can affect your health, well, a smart home can help in those areas. So, and I'm sure that will trickle down too. Sleep is a big deal for a lot of people.
Yes. We talked about that over this weekend too.
Yeah, you talked, right? Full circle, right?
My neighbor's having a great time. Yeah.
Full circle. Hey, I want to play a video here because on this next thing here, this, I'm going to pull it back here a little bit. Dodd Frank. We've talked about Dodd Frank and the rewrite of Dodd Frank. It's called the I think it's the Financial Choice Act or something like that. Well, they're going big time with it. House Republicans are taking their case directly to the American public with this. So they put out this video here, and I'm going to play it here for you. It just came out last week, touting the Financial Choice Act. So the Financial Choice Act actually is the new Dodd Frank, new name for it.
Let's call it a reboot, like
the reboot. Yeah, the 1.2 or 1.1. It did pass last week. It did pass by a 34 to 26 vote. Democrats are fighting the bill that would limit the CFPB's powers tooth and nail. We've talked about that quite a bit. They have dubbed it the Wrong Choice Act, is what they're kind of dubbing it as. Now it needs to go to the full House and is expected to pass over the objections of Democrats. It will likely face tough battle in the Senate, where the votes are not there at this time. It's kind of like the House or the Healthcare Reform Act, right? Kind of passed. Now it's going to go to the House, and there's going to be some changes and things. Well, they're taking it to the American public by creating this video. So let's play this video here.
When the Dodd Frank Act was passed, Americans were promised a healthier economy. But instead, we got the slowest and worst recovery in 70 years.
And at 9.4%, it is higher than had been expected.
We were promised an end to Wall Street bailouts. But instead, Dodd-Frank enshrined bailouts into law.
Why is this sounding suspiciously like a permanent bailout?
We were promised better consumer protections, but Dodd-Frank left us with fewer choices and less freedom. Dodd-Frank helped make the big banks even bigger while crushing small banks and credit unions under tens of thousands of pages of Washington red tape. We have a better way. It's called the Financial Choice Act. It holds Wall Street accountable with the toughest penalties in history for fraud. It ends bailouts so Washington can never again hand over our tax dollars to the big banks. Instead of trying to grow our economy the old way, with top-down regulations, the Financial Choice Act grows America's economy, not Washington's, so everyone has an equal opportunity to succeed. Bailouts for none and opportunity for all. That's the Financial Choice Act. Learn more at financialchoice.gop.
And there you go.
All right.
There you go.
Remember last week when I was sick and I was doing that movie voice? I wish this guy had a better movie voice.
That could have been you, right?
Dodd Frank, yeah. It was a normal day for a small town bank until the Dodd Frank rolled in.
Now, but, I think taking taxpayer dollar and not bailing out some of these people who just, these companies who feel that they can just make mistakes and say, hey, we're too big to fail. And, I think that's probably a good thing. I think the American people are tired of their taxes being used for things that people are doing irresponsibly.
Right.
At the same time, I think the deregulation on some of the smaller banks who can't afford some of the stuff that they have to go through. We talked about the cost to originate a loan, as an example, has gone up, even tripled for some companies because of legal fees and paying attorneys and that sort of thing. Deregulating that a little bit, I think, is a good thing for competition, which then will transpire down to the American consumer into better products, better rates, better terms, that sort of thing. It feels very limited right now, I think, for a lot of people. Either I qualify or I don't. What about those people that are kind of in the middle?
Right.
Yeah.
So what happens is for the smaller people that have the same amount of fees as a larger company, you have to offset those by cost to the client. And now some of these bigger companies have volume, so they could even take a loss if they're going to hold the note, right, and service it. And so the smaller lenders don't have even a leg to stand on to compete because of the Dodd Frank's regulations and the cost to stay current or to do everything the way the Dodd Frank says. So although the Dodd Frank was great in theory, and it does monitor stuff, right? It does monitor stuff. It's not the best for the consumer because the consumer is missing out on maybe a better product at a better price. They're forced to use the bigger banks.
Yeah, and we're also seeing innovation when it comes to, we talked about smart mattress or whatever. We kind of got that picture up there or whatever, but there's innovation with the Rocket Mortgage and things like that. Well, is that really the best thing for the consumer? Not knowing what they're getting, kind of thing, that you just kind of streamline and say, here you go. There's education that goes along with purchasing a home and getting the right mortgage for your lifestyle. And just to say, hey, here's a mortgage and it's simplified, can be a little dangerous, I think, a little bit. But that's innovation, I think, is just a result of the regulation. If we just make it simple, then we're not subject to all this regulation kind of thing. I think maybe it's part of the thought process behind that. Maybe not. I don't know.
Well, it's pretty interesting. I like the presidential mic drop that he did there. Like, why did that make the video? I don't know, but it's funny.
Yeah. All right, last one here. We got about a minute left, and we'll wrap it up here. But last thing I wanted to kind of touch base on is bonds. Mortgage-backed securities are a lot of times tied to the bonds. Bonds could go longer than 30 years. This is kind of crazy. Talk about innovation, right? The Treasury this week asked the primary dealers about investor interest in an ultra-long Treasury bond in its quarterly refunding questionnaire. Some talked about a 100-year bond, but it seems no one wants anything longer than 50 years. 50-year bond, right? If there is a 50-year Treasury bond, could it mean that there could be a 50-year mortgage bond in the future? What a thought, right? You could take out a loan when you're 30 and it's just going to get paid off when you're 80. Not much different than renting is what this says. So we talk about, the need for innovation.
You build equity. But you build equity and you build, and then the other thing is you can make an extra payment a year and pay that thing off if you want. But just imagine what your payment would be on a $200,000 house for 50 years.
Is that what it's coming to? I mean, is that going to suppress, wages? Does that allow for other things to get more expensive, food, whatever? All these things put pressure on the ability to pay a mortgage. So they're trying to maybe think of innovative ways, knowing that these costs are going to go up. Just the cost of living, per se, is going to go up. Healthcare, maybe it's healthcare is going to go up. I don't know. But
you don't know. Have you seen that? Did you run your scenario? Did you run your family's scenario on how much more it would be? Because there's the website. You can see Obamacare versus whatever, the Trump care, whatever you want to call it, and see what your situation in your town. Does it mean you're going to save money or lose money? And it's going to cost us a lot more.
I can tell you my premiums have gone up tremendously. Tremendously since the Obamacare rollout. So I don't know what the right answer is. I know here's my thing. Why roll something out knowing that it's going to get shot down the Senate? And why are you rolling it out?
You tried. Because then
it's a political move.
Peacock and say, look, we've tried.
Right.
We tried and they're not listening to us.
And why are these guys who aren't even participating in it, why are they putting this thing together? Why not ask the doctors, the patients, pre-existing health? It's very confusing to me. But anyway.
You get a group of people that partake in it, right? The doctors that do it, the patients, educated
companies,
patients or something, right? That say what will work, what won't work.
Right.
Versus that aren't even going to dabble in it,
Yeah, it's going to take 3 years or something like that to put this thing together, and you don't even know if it's going to work. It's like crazy. It's just a waste of time and money. It's insanity to me. All right, with that, we're going to end today's show. This was 22 minutes with Jason and Stefan. If you're new to the show, consider subscribing. Head over to our Facebook page there and like our page. Share with your friends and family who are looking to buy, sell, refinance property. Or if you're not even looking to do that and you just want to be entertained, maybe we do that for you. Maybe we just entertain you here, which is cool too. So whichever works for you. But thanks for joining us today. We appreciate it. We do this Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Tomorrow's Trending Tuesday. So we'll talk about some trends that are happening in the real estate world. Until then, everyone have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Take care, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.